We spent, Pastor Wolfmuller here, we reporting in from Spain. We spent a bunch of time yesterday in Granada at the Alhambra complex. It was beautiful, unexpectedly beautiful. I'm going to show a bunch of video about it, but one of the things that it helped me to see was it kind of completed the picture of Charles V. We know Charles, at least I know Charles V from the Lutheran history. Charles V was the king who was trying to squash the Lutherans. He was the guy that they wrote the Augsburg Confession to, and all the diets that were happening in Germany, the Diet of Worms, the Diet of Augsburg, the Diets of Speyer, these were with Charles V, all except for the first Diet of Speyer. That was in 1526 when they got together and decided it was all right for the Lutherans to be Lutheran, at least in the Lutheran places, and Charles V wasn't there. That was one of the reasons why the Diet of Speyer was able to legalize Lutheran for 3 years into the second Diet of Speyer. And I wondered, well, where was Charles V? Well, he was busy being Carlos I here in Spain. He was getting married in Sevilla, and he was there at the Alhambra complex for 6 months on his honeymoon in 1526. So what we're about to see was where Charles was when in 1526 the Lutherans in Germany were legal for a few years. He would go back there and put the squash on it in the second Diet of Speyer. Now, the other very interesting thing about Charles V was he was, in Spain, they were running the Inquisition to crush the Lutherans. It just demolished the evangelicals here in Spain, and his kingdom was expanding. Think about it, 1540s, that was when they were discovering Portugal and even in the Indies. And so it was Charles V who they first said that his kingdom, the sun never set in his kingdom. It continued all the way around the world. So here's Alhambra, the complex that's on the hill outside of Granada. It was the last Muslim stronghold in Spain that was taken in 1490 something by Isabella and Ferdinand, who were the grandparents of Charles V, Carlos I, who was born, 2 generations later, who we're talking about. So there you go. Enjoy some of these pictures from the Alhambra complex, the castle, and the gardens that are there. This is the palace in Alhambra, built by Charles V, who was here in 1526 after his wedding in Seville. He came to Alhambra and was here for 6 months and had this palace built, but it was never used as a palace. In fact, it was never finished. Here's the outside of the palace of Charles V and the frescoes. It's a square building with a circular internal plaza. Let me back up. Here's the picture of the whole shebang. Ooh.